Welcome everyone to NoW Honor. As always, I am Damien Figs, joined by my broadcasting partners. And starting things off tonight, we have a six-man tag between The Firm, MJF, Wardlow, and Shawn Michaels taking on the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. They're on the road to the Royal Rumble. And I'm sure MJF, Shawn Michaels, or Kenny Omega would not mind picking up some momentum going into the Royal Rumble. And this match could be a way to get momentum. But these problems between these two factions started last week after the Young Bucks successfully retained their tag team championships against MJF and Shawn Michaels. Where after the match, MJF and Shawn Michaels unleashed an attack on the former champions, sending a message. But there was also the history with Shawn Michaels and Kenny Omega, as those two main evented night one of WrestleMania. So both teams will be meeting in six-man tag action here tonight. The first time we have seen The Firm, all three of them team up in one match. And this is the first time we've seen the Elite team up since Into the Shadows. As it looks like Kenny Omega and the big man Wardlow will be starting things off here tonight, as Kenny immediately has a waistlock on Wardlow. But Wardlow with an elbow, knocking Kenny right off his feet, and now picking him up. But Kenny sliding down, and now chop to Wardlow. It's the first time we've seen Wardlow in action in a few years, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do tonight, as Shawn tagging himself in. Wardlow dropping Kenny onto the knee as Shawn is on the top rope, looking elbow drop right through the chest of Omega. As Wardlow checking on Shawn on the outside, they need to watch out for Kenny Omega with a springboard moonsault. As now Matt Jackson laying MJF on the top rope as his brother Nick looking, springboard, double foot stomp. No, MJF moves and now throwing Nick Jackson over the top rope, catching the kick from Matt Jackson, now lifting him up into a power bomb onto Nick Jackson. As now MJF, as always, getting a little too cocky, as right behind him is Kenny Omega. As Omega bringing MJF back into the ring with a suplex, dropping him right on his neck. And now, I think Kenny looking to end things here, picking MJF up for the one winged angel. But wait a minute, Shawn Michaels switching music to Kenny Omega and MJF rolling through. Cover on Kenny. 1, 2, 3. And The Firm get the win here tonight. Now Darby Allin has the momentum on Powerhouse Hobbs, but Hobbs throwing him right into the corner. This is Hobbs' singles debut here tonight. Darby, on the other hand, been in this company for a long, long time, and as of late has been on a losing streak. As Hobbs picking Darby up for a suplex, but no! Gets reversed into the Stun Dog Millionaire. As now Darby with a cover on Hobbs. 1, 2, no. Hobbs kicking out, but staying attached to Darby Allin, picking him up for a power bomb. Oh my goodness! Darby landed right on his head on the outside. The ref needs to check on him immediately. As now it looks like the ref calling this matchup off. Darby not able to compete anymore. Sting looks very disappointed as Powerhouse Hobbs celebrates. Looks like Hobbs really deserves to be in the Hurt Business. Meanwhile, Bobby Lashley, whatever MVP just told him, looks like spear to Sting. The Hurt Business not done yet. As since they can't beat down Darby, it looks like they're going to beat down Sting here. As Hobbs picking him up for the spine buster. But Darby finally gaining some consciousness here and trying to get in the ring to save Sting. But Bobby Lashley sees him right in time. Is now dragging him in the ring. What's Bobby going to do? He's locking in the Hurt Lock on Darby. The Hurt Business is not playing around here tonight, showing that they are a threat to the entire Honor roster as Darby passes out. Tyler Breeze looking to end the hype train of Carmelo Hayes here tonight. Kick to the gut. Now off the ropes. Looking beauty shot. But Melo moving out of the way. Springboard clothesline now. Looking for the cover to get his second ever win. 1, 2. Breeze kicks out right in time. Breeze with a super kick. And now looking tornado DDT. But Melo pushing him through the middle rope. Forearm to the back of the neck. And now putting the nail in the coffin to Tyler Breeze. Carmelo Hayes picks up the victory. After an impressive performance in Money in the Bank, Melo back in the winning column.
Last week on Honor, I had to do something I did not want to do. I had to quote-unquote betray Tommaso Ciampa, but is it really, did I really betray him? Or did he betray me? Because for months and months, I tried to bring in Austin Theory to DIY, but he just would not allow it. His ego would not let him accept the fact that I have other friends. Austin Theory is the future of this business, and Tommaso Ciampa just could not accept that. Ciampa, there's no hard feelings between you and I. I'm just doing what's best for business, and this is the way. Me and Austin Theory are the way. And now I am moving on. So I ask you do the same. And so my next goals is to gain that X Division championship.
There's now time for some tag team action, as the Usos will be taking on the newly crowned champions in Imperium. But it is a non-title match. But it would be an incredible win for the Usos, potentially getting a title match if they can knock off the champions tonight. In the Usos NoW debut, they defeated the Hardys, who at the time were champions, but it was a non-title match. As now making their way to the ring, the new Honor Tag Team Champions, Imperium. This is considered a dream match, and it is happening here on Honor. Starting things off with a lockup between Giovanni Vinci and Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso has a headlock on Giovanni Vinci. Vinci sending him off the ropes. Jimmy caught himself though and hit Giovanni with a big boot, and now going off the ropes. Now an arm drag by Giovanni Vinci straight into the headlock. As Imperium trying to make the match sacred, as later on tonight, Gunther, another member of Imperium, considered the leader of Imperium, has a chance to become number one contender for the Undisputed Championship once again. As we know, he is a former champion. As Giovanni Vinci looking to walk the ropes, but Jimmy has other plans. Swept the leg of Vinci right there and following with a super kick. As Jay going to the top, looking for the Usos splash, but Ludwig moves out of the way just in time. And now looking for an uppercut. Gets caught with a super kick by Jay though. As now the Usos looking to cap things off, but Ludwig pulls Vinci out of the way just in time. As now both teams up, but there goes Jimmy and Vinci, and Jay with a super kick to Ludwig. But there's Vinci back up, pop up, power bomb to Jey Uso. Has the cover to get the victory, keeping their undefeated streak. Imperium with the win. As from behind, MJF and Shawn Michaels back out here attacking the champs, making a statement. But wait just a second. Here comes the former champions, the men who the Firm took on earlier tonight. Here comes Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, as the Firm fleeting from the ring. The former champs coming to the aid of Imperium. As now a stare-off between the two teams, the new champs and the former champs, as potential challengers sit on the outside. Sammy Guevara on top. Now the Swanton to Dolph Ziggler. It's not looking good for Mr. Money in the Bank, but it's looking like he's trying to turn things around with a DDT, but now Guevara with a handstand out of it. And now jumping off the middle rope, gets caught with the zigzag. And now Dolph Ziggler with the cover. 1, 2, 3. Ziggler with the win. Mr. Money in the Bank gets the victory over Sammy Guevara here tonight. Now it is time to determine a number 1 contender who will go on next week at Honor Hard to Kill to face Will Ospreay for his United States Championship. Will it be this man right here, the leader of Legado del Fantasma? Will it be Andrade, or will it be the former challenger, the breakout tournament winner, Grayson Waller? We will find out here in a matter of moments, as here comes the breakout tournament winner, the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller. Waller had a shot at the gold at Money in the Bank, ultimately failed to get the United States Championship, but has the chance to become number 1 contender once more.
Standing right there across from me in the ring is Andrade El Idol. Now, don't get me wrong, you're a great one. But you're no Grayson Waller. Now back to your name. What does El Idolo translate to? El Bitch?
As Waller getting into the head of Andrade here before their matchup. As Andrade from the top with a Spanish fly. Waller looking to punch his ticket to Hard to Kill for the stunner from down under, but Andrade catches him with the message. Looking to put things away here. 1, 2, 3. Andrade is next in line for the United States Championship. And now here's the United States Champion, Will Ospreay. There is history between these two men, and more will be added next week. It is now time for our main event, Fatal 4-Way action, where the winner will go on to the Royal Rumble and face Brody Lee for the Undisputed Championship, as we have Seth Rollins, Cesaro, Konosuke Takeshita, and the former champion, the former challenger, the ring general, Gunther. It has been a while since we've seen Seth, and he's looking to prove that he can contend for a championship, as well as this man right here. Cesaro had an impressive performance in the breakout tournament, making it all the way to the finals. Also had an impressive performance in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and now but has a chance to potentially challenge for a world championship at the Royal Rumble. And Konosuke Takeshita made his debut at Money in the Bank, had also an impressive performance in the match, and now here's making his Honor debut. And what an opportunity he has here tonight. Is now the former champion himself, the ring general, Gunther. Either one of these 4 men could go on and challenge for the world title, but Cesaro taking Seth out here early. Down to these 3 men for now, and Takeshita taking out Cesaro. And now would you look at this stare-off between two of some of the best in the world, but Seth with a super kick to Cesaro. As Seth fired up here off the ropes, looking suicide dive to take out Cesaro, and now sending him into the steps. As now back to these two in the ring, Gunther, Takeshita. Could you imagine the match between these two? It looks like we're going to get a little snippet of it here tonight. As Takeshita off the ropes. Oh, Gunther catches the knee and a back suplex to Takeshita. As now Gunther with a chop to Konosuke. And now Looking to pick him up for the powerbomb early, but Takeshita gets out of it. And now looking for a brain buster to Gunther. But there's Seth Rollins with a springboard frog splash. 4 of some of the best here that Honor has to offer. All could go on to Royal Rumble and challenge Brody Lee. And Seth with a knee. Rocking Takeshita there. And now Seth setting up for the pedigree. But here comes Cesaro. Springboard uppercut. Taking down Rollins. As Cesaro is the only man standing. And now Cesaro sees an opportunity. He's going to go for it. Handing out uppercuts to Gunther and Takeshita. Oh, wait a minute. Gets caught here. Takeshita has him. It's Takeshita dropping him down right on his neck. Still has a hold of him. And Gunther with a drop kick. And Takeshita throws him with a German suplex. It's Takeshita with a boot to Gunther now. Seth with a sling blade. This match has been nothing but on fire since the bell rang. As Seth sends Gunther to the outside. And now looking for a crossbody. No. Gunther catches him. And now onto the ramp goes Rollins. And now Gunther taking Kenosuke out of the lariat. Nothing but fireworks this match has been. And now Gunther with a power bomb from the top to Cesaro, looking to end things here. To go to Royal Rumble. 1, 2. But Kenosuke dragging Gunther out. And now a knee straight to the head. And now Kenosuke has plans with that announcer's table right there. But only he knows what those plans are. Kenosuke has Gunther looking blue thunder through the table. Safe to say, both of these men are out for the rest of this matchup. Meanwhile, in the ring, Rollins, Phoenix, splash to Cesaro. And now in the corner, setting up for the curb stomp to Cesaro to go to Rumble. 1, 2, 3. Rollins is the #1 contender for the Undisputed Championship. What a matchup we just witnessed. As there's the champ himself, Brody Lee, coming to get a look at his next opponent. What? The X Division champion, Ricky Starks. I don't know what this has to do with him, but it looks like he's making his way out here.
Well, would you look at this? A champion that actually has challengers lined up in front of him. You know who doesn't have any challengers? This guy right here.
I've cleared everyone out in the X Division they have put against me, and I think I've proved myself to move up in the ranks and championships. Because I think that Undisputed Championship will look amazing around absolute Ricky Starks. So right here, I am announcing that I am cashing in Option C, which means I am vacating this X Division Championship and getting a world title shot. Which means at the Royal Rumble, it will be the Undisputed Champion, Brody Lee. It will be Seth Rollins. And it will be the next Undisputed Champion, Ricky Starks.
Well, it looks like we have a triple threat match for the Royal Rumble.